All this redoing depends on branding. Now that's the second core thing, branding. The advertising and marketing that makes a product instantly recognizable and felt to be needed. That's what a brand is. You recognize it and you want it. I spent the last, in the spring, I spent 7 weeks in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, a very interesting place. 90% of the people who live there cannot be citizens, and 10% of the people who are citizens, Emiratis, own the whole place. And what they have constructed there, some of it marvelous architecture and all, is a countrywide airport transit lounge. So that in this countrywide airport transit lounge, all of these brands are available. You go in, Versace, Gucci, you name them. But what you know about these brands is that Versace is not made in Italy. Toyota is not made in Japan. The brands are there, and they suggest a place of origin. But they have no real place of origin. Everything is outsourced. They're all Frankensteins in a nice way. In other words, they've all had their parts taken here, and there, then put together and given the name that refers back to a product that maybe once was made where it's said to be from. This is also clear in Abu Dhabi because this is a desert in which these cities, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, rise up literally as oases and mirages, because when the oil goes, what will happen to them? One little anecdote, and I'm fascinated, I'm going back. So my reaction to this, lest you think that I'm always critical, I'm critical but I'm fascinated. I mean, I'm the kind of guy who likes to take the snake home. So I may be critical, but that I'm more engaged with what I'm critical with than what I like. What I like I get bored with quite quickly. So the Emir of the United Arab Emirates, he wanted a beach that was as nice as the Caribbean beach or the beach at the French Riviera. I don't know what your beach is like. I heard the beach near Sao Paulo is very beautiful. But he wanted a white sand beach, like those white shirts. And the sand in the Emirates is kind of orange, like the chairs there, because there's a lot of iron in it. So he decided, and he had a beach that was about 8 or 9 kilometers long, beautiful, an arc. So he imported sand from Australia. Can you believe bringing boatload after boatload of white sand from Australia to dump on a beach in Arabia, which is all sand, because you want the color different? Well, that's either high aesthetics, or it's Christo in spades, we'll redo the entire environment, or it's madness, or all three. So, but it's a function of this globalization. It's a function of saying, I know what's elsewhere. I know what the power of money is. In English, when you have a lot of money, you're said to be liquid. Liquidity. Do you have the same phrase in Portuguese? To be, liquid. So what does that mean? It means it can flow from the high to the low. It can move around. You can't really pocket it so much. It's not coin. It's not, the English used to call money pounds. Think of the difference between the concept, the metaphor of a pound and the metaphor of liquidity. A pound is the very opposite of liquidity. A pound is, I've got it, it's here, I can stack it, I can count it. Liquid, it's everywhere. It flows. And that's where we are. Now, again, I'm both critical and celebratory of this. This is a change. This is interesting to me. But it's a profound change in human consciousness, let's say, social consciousness. And it's a change that is occurring before perhaps we're theorizing it thoroughly.